And yeah, you heard it all. But
You should have started the recording earlier.
I should have. You never know. Some of the initial kickoff, side discussions seem to be sometimes some of the funnest parts. We get a good check-in with everybody. But well, we're just before Thanksgiving.
That's
so
right. 1 week away, November 17th, and here we are for some more photo reviews and some extraneous chats. And I know I won't say I promised, because I never really promised anything, but I had mentioned to a few people that I may have my pile of sticks, courtesy of UPS, that came from Washington State, which is also known as the Firestone Radio. I may have it for show. So I didn't quite get it all reassembled today. I got a little more touch up, but I may take a short absence at some point here and see if I can just stuff it in the case and bring it up, because I don't want to disappoint anybody. So
everybody want to see what it
we'll
looks
see how
like.
that all goes.
Yeah.
I should have my issue. I won't really say it was an issue. It considering what it arrived as, it's a miracle that it's even a box to put a radio in. But my wood dough choice, I used some Gorilla brand wood dough, which was fine. And I've worked with that stuff before, but it seemed to have a little bubbling, and I'm not quite sure why that was. And I did sand it a bit. It almost looked like I could have used grain filler, but I wasn't really thrilled with the appearance after I had painted it. But I may just, considering the fact that I put it back together, which I had some real doubts about, may just leave it be and play it in a dark room and look at the light and not so much at the cabinet. But we'll see. Maybe you can be the judge of that. My camera isn't the best resolution, but it may look better for you guys than it does for me. So we'll get to that a little later on. Any club announcements? Anything anybody has to share or toss out before we start checking things out here?
I have one semi announcement. So the Zoom meetings, the next Zoom meeting is anticipated to be December 1st, and then the next one on the 15th. And the reason is I was a little bit worried about getting too close to the holidays, like doing it on the 22nd. So that's sort of the tentative schedule. Now on December 1st, there is a chance I have a conflict. It's not confirmed yet, so I'm hoping it won't be. But if I do, since I view these people here as like the regulars, if I were to do a one-time only Wednesday, does that work for people, or is that a non-starter? I thought it, because if I have the conflict, I don't want to. It's very hard in December to jockey the meetings, because I don't want to get too close to the Christmas holidays, or so it gets a little bit tricky. So I want to just sort of try to keep the schedule as is. But before I do, I want to get a sort of sense if people felt like Wednesday at the same time was workable this one time. And then
I'm retired, so Wednesday is a-okay with me. Yeah.
Great, Lou.
Lou Tramontazzi, by the way. Hi, Paul.
Yeah.
Hey, Lou. Nice to hear you.
Yeah, Lou is one of our
I have
new
no
guys.
video, but I'm here.
Yeah, Lou's
well, that's good. You're kind of like the Phantom.
time.
You're the man behind the curtain, and you can just chime in. No, Wednesday wouldn't be a killer for me. Wednesday. My only thing is if I'm home from work, but hopefully, please, that I'm not putting in even more hours over the final few weeks of the year. So I could live with a Wednesday if you want to do it, John.
Yeah, I'll confirm that.
Okay.
Just let us know.
Super. I appreciate this
Soldier
one
on.
adjustment, because it's a work related thing. So that's why if it doesn't happen, then everything stays in place. But if it does,
now the only thing I would throw out, John, is David is our presenter that night. Have you checked in with him as well?
I'll have to email him.
Okay.
And see whether he could do that. I'll send it his way.
He
worst
seems
comes to worst.
busier in his retirement than he did when he was working at Analog. So, But, again, I think he's pretty flexible on a lot of things too at night, especially. So
We'll check it with him. That's a good point, Paul. I'll try to reach out to him once I'm sure. I'll try to do it no
and
later.
failing that, maybe we stick on Thursday, and if Tom's around, maybe Tom and I can
Right.
figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Tom's an old hand at that. No pun intended. Didn't mean that, Tom. But I mean, he's well placed to handle that. Yeah. Worst comes to worst, we just keep to the schedule. So stay tuned. Hopefully it's Thursday and all's well. And if I miss it, so be it. I'll watch the video or I'll join late. It depends what time I'm getting at my work commitment. But at any rate, that was the only announcement I could think of offhand.
Hello,
A minute. Oh, Brad?
that's me. I'm in the process of sorting out a collection of 7 radios going back to the two knob Atwater can to some more modern sets. And what I'd like to do is give the 7 radios away in one lot. What's the best place to post that to this group?
You're on NEVEC, the groups.io, right? Why don't you just throw an email out and maybe some photos or something, just throw it out there. There's also a swap meet subgroup, although admittedly, we only have a subset of members who are part of that. So I don't think anyone's gonna be bothered by, you emailing directly to groups.io, reflector and say, hey, I got some goodies. So if
Yeah.
Where are you located, Brad?
The only stricture I'm putting on these is that they all go at once.
I
Okay.
see.
7 consoles?
One time.
John, Noah, what's your mailing address?
I'm so far away, isn't it?
That's
great?
right. Can you pack them into a pod for shipment?
Good one.
Send me the truck and I'll pack it.
We can't use Greyhound bus anymore. I think we talked about that before. So
Are they wayward electronics? Because that's Noah's specialty. But yeah, just go ahead and post and maybe throw some photos so people know what you're giving away. And of course, the caveat that it's all or nothing.
Right.
yeah, and best way to get in touch with you.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good. Thank you.
Yeah, by all means. So anybody else? Anything new? Any acquisitions or anything before we do some photos?
Well, let me make a quick announcement if I may, John.
Sure.
The membership issue of the of Raven is coming out. The printed copies are at the printers, and I'll probably be sending the links out to the electronic copies this weekend. So that'll be on its way, and we call it the membership issue because we nag everybody to renew their memberships. It's that time of year again. So we'll also be putting together before the end of the year a list of people who get free internet subscriptions, free internet memberships, or $6 off their grandfathered paper memberships because they submitted articles for Raven. So if you submitted an article for Raven, you probably don't have to renew your membership, but we'll get the list out and make sure that everybody who doesn't need to renew their membership knows. That's all I have.
Thanks,
Great.
Larry.
Thank you, Larry. So let's see, we have a couple options here. Since we don't have John tonight, we'll have to push off the AWA photos. We can do certainly, we got 3 things we can do, so we have plenty of material, more than enough. Tom, would you be interested in dropping in some more photos on Friedrichshafen?
Yeah, just let me know how many you want.
Yeah, so we could, we did
I
like
may be able to build the Firestone radio if you let him show every.
if we did like
I'm
a
only
10 or
kidding.
15-minute slide, you want to do it now,
It'll just
or
take
you
me a
want to
minute.
hold off? Whoops, sorry. If you want to do it now, you want to hold off, because what I did, Greg, is I loaded up the WARC photos so we could walk through. Greg sent me the link for the
Yeah, that'd
recent
be cool.
November 6th event in
Let's go out to
Wisconsin.
the great upper Midwest.
So you want to do that? They're like 50 photos.
Whichever you want.
Why we-
You can start or
why
you
we-
can start.
Okay, I'll start with that, and then you can pick up from the back end there. Hey, Greg, I'm gonna sort of have you do the narration, but you want me to share, and we'll do it that way.
Sure, that's fine.
Hopefully, I'm not putting you on the spot there.
No, that's fine. This was our last Wisconsin Antique Radio Club swap meet of 2022, I mean. And it was on November 6th in New Berlin, Wisconsin, which is a suburb of Milwaukee. And our president took some mighty fine pictures.
Now, do you suspend these,
Oh.
Greg, because basically you don't want to shovel them out for the next 4 months, 5 months?
Well, we have our next one is in January. So we just take off for November and December.
You're brave. You're a brave group.
Yeah, well, January gets pretty brutal. The last couple of years, it was below zero, I think, when we had our meet. And
Aye, aye, aye.
carrying radios into a building, and
Yeah.
your fingers gonna get
I
numb.
hear you.
Yeah.
There's a Atwater Kent in the middle, and there's I think that's a freshman masterpiece on the left. And the one on the right followed me home. That
This one
is a Corona brand radio.
Corona.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of those. Yep.
It's
Oh, was a
different.
Corona someone else? Or was that an actual company? Was that a
Oh, that was a company. Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
a company, yeah.
interesting?
Wow.
It's a-
neat radio.
Reminds me of one of those Zeniths with the big black dial and the speaker, up to the top.
Well, what's
Yeah.
unique about it has an eye tube at the 12 o'clock position.
Oh yeah, I see
Oh.
that.
Where they put it, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's a neat radio. Well, looking
Yeah.
forward to seeing. Give us a show and tell when you have this baby restored, Greg.
Sure, it's in the pipeline. There's a couple there that was their tables right inside the door, and they had a lot of great radios. That's
I like
another
this.
one of them. Not sure what brand that one was. That one didn't last too long.
Neat radio.
Ready?
That's what they
Yeah.
would say is a mantle set, but that's very funky, sort of deco-y.
Yeah, I like the chevron style.
It could
Cutouts.
be a bolster or one of those
That probably sounds about right. Yeah.
companies that faded out, after the
Mhm.
Depression.
Beautiful radio.
Interesting cabinet design
Was it
though.
curtain burner, Lou?
Yeah, no, before that looks like a TRF too.
Yeah, I think it is a TRF. Probably about 32, 33, something like that.
That looks right, yeah.
Neat. That's really
This
cool.
is like Jeopardy for radios.
Yeah.
There's
Everyone has to
also-
say what is.
I had one like that on the left at one time. I think it was a freshman. It just said freshman on the dial on the discussion. It might be somebody used a freshman masterpiece name. It wasn't really associated with them anymore. I think if I remember right, it was only about a 4-tuber.
Yeah, those are the fun ones.
Yeah.
There's an AK over here.
Nice 8K, yeah.
Those Atwater Kents always demand a high price.
Yeah, that one had a little bit of grill work damage. You can see up in the middle there, but it was
Yeah.
nothing that couldn't be overcome.
Yeah.
You could glue a pretzel over there and.
Right, yeah.
That's all. Yeah, I have a few radios like that where somebody punched in the grill work, very hard to deal with.
Yeah, a lot of times they try and pick them up just by grabbing in the lip there, and they'll poke through the cloth or poke out.
I have a
the
silver tone with that. Sears silver, not Sears, just silver tone.
Right. That was a kind of a unique
Interesting.
thing. That was a Grunau, and he doesn't have it on top of it, but it had a remote control unit. It was a cable driven thing.
Yep, yeah.
Wow, that's nice. Very.
Had a record player built into it, right?
I don't think that one did. No, the bottom part is just the speaker and the amplifier section. I think the RF might have been in the remote control unit.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
that top?
He had the
flip
original
up?
manual with it too.
That's solid, Greg. Did you try to lift up the lid?
it was lifted up later on. He had it open. That was literally when he just unloaded it and just set it out there, and he came around with the camera and took a picture of it right away.
So
So he
this is,
didn't get the full effect yet.
Lots of cabinet, not much radio, but lots of cabinet. Right?
Yeah, the impressive part was the remote box that sat on top, because it had a long cable that attached to it. That, imagine you could put that on one side of the room and have the remote next to you in the chair.
Did it have a telephone dial kind of thing?
No, it just had a little cat's eye dial.
I mean the
but,
remote.
No remote, no.
Oh.
It's
So-
just that you could move, have the speaker on one end of the room and have the controls right next to you, on the end table by your sofa or whatever.
so is this retractable? Is this where the tuner, the tuner would be and so forth?
I'm not sure what was going on there. If that cabinet might have been used for something else and they just adapted it to this particular model.
Ah,
If you look up in Grunau's, like on Radio Museum, you'd probably be able to spot that. I'm not sure what the model number was, but like I say, he pulled out the vendor had the original owner's manual for it too, which was
Wow.
amazing, from like 1934.
wow. That's really cool.
Just too bad it wasn't bigger.
Right. Now that is a 1940 Zenith chair side. That was fully restored and working.
Oh, that's
Nice.
cute. I like that.
Do you remember what they were looking for that? It looks like there might be, I don't know if,
It-
no, those just look like felt tabs, I guess, but
Well,
thought
if
there
you look on the left side, the lid is laying there, and that the lid just slid off. You could slide it back or slide it all the way off.
Oh, geez, that's different.
Yeah,
it looks
it
like there's
wasn't
space
hinged,
underneath it
just
too. That's kind of cool.
as far as
really
the
like
price
the
point, it could have been had for, I'm thinking, probably about 150 he had on. I can't remember
Oh,
exactly,
pretty
but he had a
stored,
very
ready to
reasonable
go.
price on it. Yeah. I don't think he wound up selling it though. This was the
Oh,
rest of their
perfect.
stuff. They had all kinds of speakers. There's a Zenith, like 8S 463 chassis and the speakers in the box there, and it's got a tube tester. All kinds of goodies.
Ooh,
A little
Oh,
Philco
I have that
cathedral.
I have that cathedral in my living room.
Yeah, I think it's a Model 60.
I think it is too. It's only got 4 tubes in it.
Let's see, the 60 might have had 5. They made one with the same cabinet. It was a Philco Junior, it was called. That one had 4 tubes.
Oh, that must be the one I have, but the cabinet's the same. Oh, you're
Yeah,
right.
the
That's right. Mine only has 2 knobs. Huh, how about that?
exactly. Yeah, this one had a tone control and might have even had the police band on it. I'm not sure.
Oh, cute.
What's that silver globe type device? That looks a little scary.
Yeah. Not
Is it a
exactly sure
radio,
what
or
that
if you
thing
touch
was.
the
I know
top, you receive some type of electrical shock?
It might be one of those things when you plug it in, you put your hands on, your hair stands on end. But in
There
my
you
case,
go.
flies off.
If you have 2 of them, you have
Much money.
stereo.
Get much up.
right.
I'll pass.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's a
yeah.
nice tube tester.
Classic.
Go here. Yeah.
Yeah, nice
Nice
Hickok.
hick-
I think Bob Bennett might be able to chime in on that one. Is that a good one, Bob?
I'm trying to see the number on the upper left there.
I wish I could zoom in.
I want to
This is,
say it's a 539, but I'm not really sure. That's
Micro modes, you can measure
536.
transconductance.
absolutely.
That's the good tester, transconductance tester.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's
I
a
think it
it's a
says
harsh tester
536.
too, if it's the one I'm thinking of. It doesn't give very many false positives. You got to have a really good tube to get a good reading on it. It's not
Yeah,
very
yeah.
it's not kind to the weak of tube.
I gotta show you the one I got, Paul. It's an RCA laboratory grade tube tester where you can program every pin of the tube to do a specific function.
God.
Oh,
if you-
wow.
If you develop a new tube, right, you can set plate, grid, blah, blah, blah on each pin. I've
Interesting.
never used it. It's too damn complicated.
Yeah,
I just go down to the drugstore, right? And you go look
exactly.
for Resky's. That's a bad
It's not a
tube.
tube development facility, no.
I did also transport my drugstore tube tester. So
Oh, thank
Oh,
God.
Nice.
Nice.
yeah.
That was about 200 pounds, right?
yeah.
Well, that's
The one in
either an RT or a, what was the other letter? I'm gonna say it's either a 55, 56, or 57 600 series TO there.
Okay. Now, the one on the left is a restored RCA. It was a farm set. He had built
I
a
was
power
gonna say, cause
supply.
I see the little indicator in the window that told you whether
Yeah.
the radio was on or off.
Right. Yeah, that was fully functional, ready to go.
Beautiful.
I like farm sets.
You know,
They're
someone
Yeah.
simple and some of them work rather well, even with
very
4
well,
tubes.
yeah, for what they are,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, I set up
The-
the B plus for one of those once with a whole bunch of interconnected 9-volt batteries. Anything that works, you know.
Oh, that's.
Ooh, I like that.
Oh, that's
That's a
beautiful.
really weird grill cut out there.
That was another Corona.
Yeah, looking at the name,
Ah.
Well, were they
Beautiful.
based in like Madison, Wisconsin or something? Or was it Corona?
No, I think they were a Chicago thing.
Chicago?
It's a plant A, plant B thing.
Yeah, that's just
That
absolutely.
sounds right. Yeah.
Did you happen to get that one, Greg?
That one I didn't, no. That vendor, I don't know if you can see the price on it. He had $125 on it.
Ouch.
Oh yeah, yep, it's right there. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it needed to be restored, so.
Right there, all right.
Oh, it's probably from what, mid-30s? I mean, late 30s? That's some pretty good.
Mid-30s, 36, I think, 37, somewhere in there.
Yeah, that's right. That's about
Still
right.
got the little logo down there under the dial and all
Yeah.
this.
Does
It looks
still
a
have the-
great.
Yeah, and that's actually missing on the one that I picked up, and I put it on the antique radio form and trying to identify what it was, and somebody picked up right away there was a Corona. And he was nice enough to take his emblem off of his cabinet and take a close picture of it with a scale
Good
behind it, so
guy.
I can print out make a decal of it, put it on some
Nice.
brass shim stock or something. That was very nice of him.
It looks complete. I mean, it looks quite, very easily restored in terms of the
Oh, sure.
cosmetics.
Yeah, it was all there, all the knobs and everything, but someone may have took it home.
Hmm.
That is a little silver tone, a Sears silver tone console, a baby console,
Yeah.
1933.
Wow.
That was a donation that was put on the donation pile, so somebody probably got that very cheap.
Baby is a
I don't know if
relative
your
term,
club
I
probably
guess.
has. Yeah, I think your club probably has a donation auction at your meets too, I would imagine.
We call it the free table.
The free table, yeah. Well, that's what this was.
That'll break the table, though.
Hey, I've
That
gotten
was
a few
sitting next to the table.
somewhere.
Yeah, that thing was only about, I'm gonna say, maybe 30 inches tall. It wasn't a very big console.
Really?
This looks very
Yeah.
familiar to me. Why?
Yeah,
US
that was,
US Navy Bureau of Ships
Oh.
signal generator.
probably about what, right, that was, yeah.
Is that the ultra high frequency unit? One of those has a new Vista for the local oscillator in it, 6D.
Oh yeah! Wow,
Possible,
that-
yeah.
that makes it pretty late then.
Yeah.
60s.
Okay.
And that table belonged to Tom Kleinschmidt.
Oh jeez.
Oh,
Oh, he came
okay.
up from Chicago.
Yeah, the Antique Radio Club of Illinois, we had those, they were represented too. I think a lot of that stuff was in his donation room or storage unit he's got. He was cleaning out stuff.
Cool.
Seems to be a consistent theme.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
This is my favorite vendor right here. This guy, I picked up quite a few radios from him.
So Greg, I'm gonna blurb in here. So is that the transitone that somebody's holding down the end? Is that you taking it away? That you just
That
restored?
one, I just finished that one. That might be me.
And then the RCA 10X
Yeah, that's there.
and
Yeah.
and is the Sentinel up front. You've done that.
Sentinel up front. Yeah, that's the one.
And then is that a little Stuart Warner? Did you take the one up in the far right corner? The wood?
That one I didn't pick up, no, but I got the one
That
on
is
the other
sharp
side.
though. I like that little.
It is. I like it.
I
Cute
mean, I
little
don't know
radio.
how good a radio it is. Could be a 4-tube set.
cute.
But
Yeah.
aesthetically, it does it very nicely.
It's very cool.
I think it was a
What about this
So
general,
one?
he is your favorite vendor.
yeah, that one I got too. I just listed that one today.
This one here? Oh, yeah, I do remember. So well, let me ask you this. What didn't you take, Greg?
I didn't take the little cigar box one behind it or the TO on the
All right.
table.
All right.
Oh, okay.
You showed
So
remarkable
this one,
restraint.
And I'll tell you why he's my favorite vendor. He's got them all restored like electronically already. He's got them all recapped. They're all working. And he sells them very reasonable. I generally take them back apart again and go through them, make sure everything's good, do some lubrication on them or finish. Sometimes he'll leave a few old caps in. I'll redo that, make sure everything's changed. And sometimes I'll change the cords on them if he's got an older cord on them. And generally, a lot of them I just have to do cosmetic work to.
oh, it's looking great condition.
Now that Emerson on the left there next to the Sentinel, it's got a Repwood front panel on it, which is kind of unique.
Yeah, those are it's like some type of pressed fiberboard or pressed
Yeah.
That's what it
cardboard,
is,
from what
yeah,
I
Paul.
understand.
Right.
What is
Kinda
it?
like
They
what
made
the-
the what's the famous one they did? The
With
Disney
the
one.
Crosley
with
Buddy
the,
Boy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the Buddy Boy.
Yeah.
Now, did you come home with that, or
Yeah, that's a 1936.
that's beautiful? Is it, so it's still in the queue?
That one I actually just finished yesterday.
Oh, well, then I have to go take a look.
It should be posted tonight, yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful. There's some unique sets here.
Yeah, this guy, I don't know, he has a ton of radios. I don't know where he had them all, but every meet he's got a table full like that.
Wow. It's unusual.
That's little Arvin. I just
Ah.
boxed that one up.
I
That was
have
gonna
one,
get shipped out tomorrow.
I think the one I have is a white dial, but I'm not sure. Oh, that could be the RCA equivalent.
Yeah,
Just a
that's
nice-
it's a 5-tuber. It's a model 254, I think it is.
Nice nick.
It's a very nice shape.
Yeah, no, yeah.
In fact, I think that was the box I carried it out in, and the guy took a picture over my shoulder as I was carrying it out.
That's funny. It's the
Mm.
amplifier.
Oh, this
Yeah.
is new stuff.
Great
It's kind
Scott.
of interesting the way the slant on the chassis there for the
Yeah, that
tubes.
is interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Just enough
GE
to
did
make
some
it
slanted
short.
chassis in some of their sets in the 40s. That's cool.
It is unusual the way they did that.
Nice and clean. Wow, that's nice. Nice Scott.
Yeah, it is.
Scott.
Scott, good stuff.
Yeah,
Oh, another Bogan.
Mm.
more amplifiers.
Interesting. Now, what are
That's
with
the
these?
preamp and the two power amps?
I
So it
think
looks-
they are, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Trying to remember what vendor had those.
One day I was going by.
Those
Crash Barrel,
those
you know how
chassis
we
look
are.
like they're from a Motorola console, actually.
That
Oh,
could
okay.
be. That's another view of Tom Kleinschmidt's table there.
Oh, okay. Come back to it. Here we go.
Yeah. You have those scopes and things for sale.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, quite a bit.
They're nice scopes.
What's the funky little brown thing in the front? Is it some kind of battery
is a-
eliminator?
That's a battery eliminator.
Yeah, okay, I thought
Yeah.
so. It's pretty
Mhm.
cool.
So,
Use that with your farm set
yeah.
There you go.
from the other table.
Hook it
Yeah,
up to your
right.
hook it up to your barbed wire fence to keep the cows from
Yeah,
trying to get out.
That's what they do in Texas, right?
Yeah, electric fence. Zzz.
Yeah,
Well,
as long as people don't come calling.
If you're close to Austin, though, you must be close to the LBJ Ranch.
Oh,
It's-
I've seen this picture before.
Mm.
Pick a number.
Yeah, there are a lot of tubes for sale.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah,
There
that's
you-
confirmed.
There you can read some of the numbers.
Yeah,
Oh,
pretty
color
good.
television tubes, right?
Yeah, mostly.
Yep.
There's a
Wow.
whole box of potentiometers. there,
volume
but not
control?
One of them had a
Whoa.
switch.
Oh, that's a good thing to have. Yeah, replacement pots.
Oh, yeah.
Hard to find now.
Mhm.
Dynaco.
Dynaco.
Yeah, it needs a
Ooh.
bigger transformer, I think. I would.
Wow, look at the size of that baby.
My God.
More power.
Yeah, more power. I can't
Now
give her
that-
much more, Captain.
More
Yeah,
power
breaking
and
up.
less hum.
It'll likely overload.
Now that is gonna break a couple of backs there.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Hey, that's why it sounds good. It's got lots of iron.
Yep.
If they call it the traction master, you know, when you suddenly
And
factor.
it's mono. You need two of them for
Hey, you
stuff.
put two of those in the back trunk and you're all set.
Yeah, one over each wheel.
That's true.
Looks like an awful big transformer for those two tubes.
Yeah, well, I think it has multi-taps or something. I forget.
If you gotta get down to those low frequencies, you wanna get
Yeah.
down below 20 hertz, you gotta have a big transformer.
Yeah,
The
they're
gray
clearly
one
gonna
might
need,
have impedance taps on it.
clearly gonna need oxygen-free wire for the speakers.
Right, exactly.
Oh,
That was
is
a
he?
nice Zenith. That was a
Oh, yeah.
farm set too, I think.
I can tell by the size. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta have a place to
1935 Zenith 5S29.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. Bob makes the call.
Ding, ding,
Next
ding,
to is
ding.
a cathedral radio.
Nice. It looks pretty, it looks all there. You know, needs some cosmetic work, but it looks all there.
Yeah, the big thing is the knobs are there. Those are expensive in themselves.
And no one stole the knobs off the front of it.
Right?
Yeah, right.
You know what those knobs bring.
Yeah, try finding those. Yeah. Good luck.
Well, considering what people will pay for a, an AC version of a black dial, I mean, that's in a compact size and,
Sure.
Yeah.
maybe a good way to save a few dollars to get a nice Zenith.
Yeah, somebody took it home. It didn't last too long.
Oh, they're very popular.
Hmm.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Pioneer, yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
1970s.
Hmm. Yeah, there's
Yeah. Seems about right.
things spanning all eras.
BP before plastic.
All right, there you go.
Oh,
Industrial power amp? What is this?
No idea. Looks pretty new.
That is
Yeah.
either.
Anything with handles on the front, you better wear, your back brace.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
Pick that up.
Bring
And
a
a
hand
few
truck.
signal generators at work though I had to pick up that way. Yeah.
Mhm.
Ovation.
Yep.
Uh,
Mixer amplifier.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
Once used by AC/DC.
Yeah, it looks like 70s.
Yeah.
That's right.
Goes to 11.
Aluminum knobs.
I was
are
waiting
very-
for somebody to say that.
Oh, KLH. Yeah.
Yeah, the little
Oh, yeah.
microphone followed me home.
Yeah, those are popular. They can command quite a few dollars. That's a nice
They do,
microphone
they
over
still
there
do.
too. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the one on the left.
The little
Somewhere.
What
Zenith.
does it say? Is that a realistic? If I'm reading,
I
that
thought
little
it
band
said
there?
It's
realistic.
a realistic, yeah.
It
it's a-
is realistic.
but
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
Is it a microphone or is it a radio?
Oh, it
It's a
could be like a
microphone.
repro thing. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, well, no, that's a good.
Sometimes they put little transistor radios in those kind of
I,
packages.
I have it right here in the room with me.
Hmm.
I got one of those. Like
Oh,
that.
yeah, carbon element in it.
Yeah, it's from the 60s. It's not
Carbon element in it.
What's the set in the middle?
that's a
Zenith
Zenith.
console.
Oh, that's a Zenith.
Twilight Zone.
Console tone,
Twilight
but
Zone.
I'm not sure that cabinet. I
When
don't
you
know.
when you tune the
Yeah,
dial
yeah.
real quickly. it's like,
I went just like that. I think it's a transit tone.
Yeah,
It's a council tone, they call it. It's a 1946. That one followed me home too.
Oh, you got that.
Ah,
too?
oh, that's right. Yeah, it's a post.
Now, what size truck? Are you the only
uh,
guy who buys?
they had,
They
you had
have
to
this
get a
just for
pod.
you.
I think
Right.
I think it's
they
a
should,
radio
with
phone.
those pods, they need an accessory wood chipper to go in front of it because you really get a lot of stuff in there.
Hey, now I know how to heat my house.
That could be it, the way to go this year.
There you go. Yeah, I thought of that.
Ooh.
That looks
What's that, a
vaguely
Fisher?
familiar.
Yeah,
Is
it
that
might be for sure.
Got a nice tuning guy in there.
Yeah,
trying to
It's
look at
only
the-
AM.
AM
It says
FM.
40, it says say
Says
40
AM
bucks.
FM.
Oh, it does say FM.
$40, yeah.
It's $40. Yeah.
That's neat.
Now,
Yeah.
where's the FM dial scale?
I think it shows up when you turn the knob. I don't know. I think it has like
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's a good point. I bet you
a
that's
When
how
you
it
flip
select
works.
window thing.
Thank you.
Oh, sure. That must be a rotating
Very
dial.
fancy.
Turns, yeah.
Well, that's
One of the
the,
mechanical linkage things.
Yep.
it
Oh,
might
nice.
be.
I like.
But I like the tuning eye. Ooh. And what now? Who makes this?
What? Oh, that
It's
unit?
in the tag.
I have
I
no
see.
clue.
You know, the things that I've tried, let me see I can, if I can try,
Looks like it says SR58 or something as a model number. I
whoops,
don't know.
that didn't work.
Wrong way.
Hey, my eye strain.
No, I guess this is maximum here.
Yeah, like we were talking about, John, if you hit that little symbol where it says I in the corner, there's another page will open up where you can go full screen on it. Right over on the left, it'll say
View full
view
size.
full size, yeah.
Ha. Thank you very much.
Oh, that's cute.
If you click it once more, it'll get really big.
So the one underneath is Harman Kardon.
Now you can scroll over to the tag or whatever.
You know, it could be a Lafayette for all we know.
There we go. Sorry.
Spare. Look at that,
Sergeant
spare.
Raymond.
The what?
Sergeant Raymond.
Sorry,
Never
yes,
heard of
Sergeant Raymond, SR 58,
Never heard of it.
40 bucks. Look at the thing.
Talk about an unknown.
I'd buy
Cool.
that on the shelf.
Now,
But
the other
it says on there,
possibility-
it says it's just an AM tuner.
I'm wondering
Yeah,
if
I
that
wonder-
FM position just has another set of RCA
Input.
jacks in the back to plug
Yeah.
in an FM tuner.
That's what I'm thinking.
That
It's like,
could
be-
it's not that, it's
Oh,
a
look, it
separate.
says AM sharp and broad. That's
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow, a quality AM tuner.
How
No,
novel.
see here, I think I'm gonna have to,
Well, I think if you go back. to
Tuner
the
preamp.
Tab up on top, there you go, right? Oop, the next
But-
one over. There you go. No,
wait, what am I doing?
if you take your arrow and go up to the top where it says November 6th, I think that was where you left off. Way up on the top. of the screen.
Oh, I got it, I get
There
it.
you go.
Sorry. There we go. It just brings up a new photo. I'm with you there. Thank you. All right. Oh, look at this.
Ooh,
Ooh.
Atwater and the.
Philco
What's the one
clock
in the middle?
radio.
What's the one in the middle?
Yeah, that would be my
Not-
question. What's in
Not
the
sure what the brand is. Maybe you have to go back to the full screen again. If there's a.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
gonna,
no.
That's a cool discussion. I mean, it's,
Oh, that's funny.
What?
Way over to the left there, John.
oh, right. Thank you. Now I got it.
There we
Okay.
go.
that's the Philco.
It's hard to read.
Yeah,
Oh, crap. I
It
can't
says
read
on
that.
Let's see, because anyone, and up this says, is it, can barely, airline. It's an
Airline.
Airline, okay.
airline, okay.
All right, I've never seen one of those. An unusual one.
Yeah, I was going to say it could be a store brand.
Yeah, that's
I
neat.
like it.
Yeah, unusual design, but very attractive.
Another one of those veneer projects, though.
Yeah.
Put the
Nice.
vase on top so you get that nice water ring.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's too bad the clock is missing the finials.
Oh, geez.
the guy online who makes those finials, a neighbor
Okay.
came over and gave me one of those.
Okay,
And I was gonna redo it. I was downsizing projects and I gave it to Joe Devonshire to do. He wanted it, but I had two of the finials and I did some searching before when I thought I was gonna do it. And there's a guy who makes them specifically for that radio.
Oh,
Let's see what that is.
Fraction collector. research
Sure. Oh, boy, specialized instrument. Oh, well.
Yeah, no idea.
WARF.
Looks like a bank vault.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does.
Micro
Research-
flex.
it says WARF, WARF. Was it a character in Star Trek?
That's a great name for a radio station if it was the property of type of thing, huh?
Sure.
You're listening to Wharf.
Nice.
What's the Dymo label say?
Oh,
A fraction collector.
Interesting. I have no idea. Now this is obscure as you'll find.
That would be an
Maybe the
MIT
tag on top
type.
might say what it is. There's a piece of paper taped. on
Oh
top.
yeah, okay. Let's go to the tape.
You're an expert at this now, John.
Yeah, now that I know the UI.
There you
No,
go.
let's see if he knows how to rotate the image so we can read the thing.
This right side, let's see, it says,
Okay, it says early
Early
auto sampler
Control.
inside
microphone.
inside micro
Flex. Micro
flex
something timer.
No,
Type
This reveals
HA.
nothing.
No,
This reveals nothing.
I was gonna say microfilm, but I don't know if that's what that's.
No, I think it says flex because I
It's
see an
micro-
X.
Microflex, there you go. Yeah.
Weird.
it's a
Oh, in fact, it says microflex right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go
you could be
figure.
the only kid on your
It's a
block.
timer, okay? That's what it is.
You'd be the only kid in your state.
Yeah.
I
Right.
think it's a timer, that's all it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Tells you when to take the turkey out.
Maybe it's serial number 1.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
Oh,
this is interesting.
That thing was kind of unique. I'm not exactly sure what brand that was.
Crap, what is that?
The heck of a full finish.
It's
That,
strange.
that's the radio without the timer.
Oh, oh, look at that. That's
Now,
unusual.
why-
Oh,
Is that a
made in
Euros?
Europe.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a European set. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's an import, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Whatever
can
it
barely
is.
make out Budapest.
Yeah, it's kind of wore off.
Yeah, I see Vienna here.
And
Yeah.
it's a 220 set too.
Must be an early Grundig.
Yeah,
Fair
it could be
enough.
Grundig. But maybe.
Looks like he used
Unsure.
Windex to clean the inside.
Yeah.
Rubbing alcohol.
Somebody killed
Yeah.
the dial, that's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that on the, is that a fuse somebody put on the front, or was it black knob that kind of stands
Oh,
out?
that's an instrument knob. They cheated.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess they figured it was knurled, so it looks kind of like the other one. Yeah.
Yeah. It's an interesting case. I mean, it's really a kind of an attractive case, but I've never seen this one before.
True, I haven't either. But the
Mm.
dial, unfortunately, is.
Yeah, it's cooked. Yeah. That really kills the value right there.
Also crooked.
You fix that up with one of those Dymo label makers.
That's right. Come on.
There you go. Believe me, people have done that.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh.
speaking of Grundig, I think I have that one.
That is a Nord.
A
That's a
million of
Nord.
these around.
Yeah, this is a Nordmenda Fidelio.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
okay, mine's better than that then.
This is probably 56, 57, that range.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm reading the part numbers in that. You're gonna love it.
It's I would call it like a nice solid mid range, mid to upper range, because they Nordmenda named all their radios after operas, and of course their top line radio was the Tannhäuser, and for me they're
Yeah, I
so
feel like
heavy.
dealing with tubes like ECC 83, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This tuning out's a pain in the neck. I mean, this one looks all there. The grill cloth is a little, grill cloth looks a little bit, dirty, but
It's
it
got
looks,
13 different buttons to malfunction, which is awesome.
yeah. See, the Fidelio, I think it was only one down, might have been only one line down from the Tannhäuser, so it inherited a lot of its sound register buttons, so it got the full 6. So, lots of
I've
buddies.
got a Grundig that I think is either, it's a something 45. I don't know if it's a 5045 or a 3045.
It'd
but
be a
it's-
3045.
And it looks so similar to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big,
Oh, they're
hefty
similar,
radio.
yeah.
Yeah,
There's many of them, yeah.
that
Yeah,
was the
that-
same vendor that had the box of potentiometers. You can see it right in front of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm noticing is that it's strategically placed directly in front of a fire extinguisher. there on the left. So
Good
that
point.
might be just a way to just kind of say, well, maybe I shouldn't bring this one home.
That's what started this whole, if it wasn't for one of these, I would not be on this Zoom call right now because I was in Brookline / Amherst, New Hampshire at an automotive swap meet. And that 3045 quasi equivalent to this was on the blanket looking about this forlorn, and it was $5.
Oh, I can't say no to that.
And so I couldn't say no to that. And my daughter was like, Dad, look at this. And it's like, yeah, and it's a Grundig. And I've heard good things about them, but I've never owned one.
Yeah.
What could go wrong for $5? Well, 9 tons later.
You know, I have one that's failed for some very strange reason I can't figure out yet, so that's kind of waiting.
Well, that was how it's like, if you can fix one of these, you can fix almost anything. I mean, all the wires were pulled out in the back and I had to find the schematic, and the Germans did some really weird things.
Yeah, they got
Mhm.
strange connectors, all kinds.
And weird values, nano Siemens and, all kinds of crazy
I
things.
know,
you
that's
know.
right.
It's a nightmare. But
That's
then when
why
you get
mine
it
is-
going, there was this $5 piece of junk, and we had like a $400 Bose wave radio in the kitchen that couldn't hold a candle to the sound that came out of this thing. I mean,
That's right.
it looked like it belonged in a dumpster, and the sound
They're
was
real.
amazing.
Yeah,
That's
just-
right.
that's
So
the
then-
trick.
That was back in the day when the free button on Craigslist was a dangerous place.
9 tons later.
9 tons
It was
later.
black when you got that one, John, and then all of a sudden.
When I got this, my hair was brown and my teeth were white.
Funny.
Does that set have electrostatic speakers on the side?
Some of them did.
Yeah.
Electrostatics on the
probably-
side. Some of them
Oh, I
had like
remember that.
3x5
Yeah.
paper cone types on them.
The Fidelio, I'm pretty sure did, because it was a high enough line that I think it might have had the one speaker, but it might have had just one on each side. I think the Tannhäuser had one big front, I think 2 on each side, so I think it was 5. This is probably a 3-speaker. Still a
But
respectable
the
sound.
sound field is 3-dimensional, even though it's not stereo. It's amazing what they do. There's some kind of
Yeah.
magic that they do.
They made some nice
When it
trick.
worked.
Yeah. I mean, they don't disappoint.
Probably use some crossover technology to.
Yeah, but also like some mixing and blending and something. I don't know. It's just amazing the sound that comes out.
Oh,
Now, that was a unique radio. That was a Westinghouse.
oh,
Let's see
Yeah, look
these.
at
The
the
eye
position
tube in the
of that
middle of the
eye.
speaker.
I like that. It's cute. Yeah.
John wants to see the price
And,
tag.
and you only wanted $175 for it.
that's pretty.
How tall it is. Good grief.
That's pretty.
I love
Yeah.
the dial and then the hooded eye tube. It's great.
$75, you said? Holy s-
175.
Oh, 175. Oh, there we go. I thought that was a dollar sign, but you're right. That's a 1.
I wonder how they fit the eye tube in the middle of the speaker. That's a neat trick.
Mm.
Yeah, they got the
You know-
speaker mounted back further.
I
There's like
guess
a
'cause
box
they're
around it.
long. You know, the tubes are long. You know,
Yeah.
because there's
Yeah.
plus a socket, right?
Yeah,
Hey, John,
yeah.
can you zoom into the center of where the dial pointer?
Sure.
At the hub, trying to see if that looked like. So they've got like a second hand or something.
Yeah, it
on
looks like a clock, but it's
Right.
it. I
maybe
think
it's a
that's
timer. It's a timer.
Looks
It's a
like a timer.
60-minute timer.
Oh, a timer. I bet you it keeps the radio on a certain amount, shuts it off.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Probably one of those knobs.
Sleep timer.
Probably
A sleep
controls that.
function.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
nice.
Oh, well.
Oh, that's nice. Now, I wonder what this thing is. It's like a little like power on
I
thing
think
or?
that was your band indicator. I think that,
Yeah.
that changed colors.
Yeah,
or-
probably the
Oh.
band indicator. Yeah.
Yeah, cute, yeah.
What an attractive escutcheon. Wow. Escutcheon. Yes.
The more you look at it, the more you see. It's like a Monty Python movie.
Yeah, there you go. It's a nice radio. I mean, a really good looking radio when you
It
really
is nice, yeah, I like that.
It's not dead, it's just resting.
It's
Yeah,
an
the
X
dial though doesn't
radio.
look like it's inserted straight or something. It's gapped on the bottom.
Yeah. I think
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like the chassis
yeah.
is crooked or something.
He's probably crooked inside.
Well, yeah, the whole chassis is probably just slightly off kilter inside the box. I don't know.
That's right.
They even had a long wave band on it.
Yeah.
Kind of weird.
Yeah, but yeah,
It's about a
No,
37.
Westinghouse
I think.
Ellis.
Never seen one.
Yeah, ditto.
no, I've never seen one of those, no.
Ooh.
That I think was a
Could that
Belmont.
be, could that be an airline maybe?
Airline. I think you're right. Yeah, there was a Belmont was similar to that.
Yeah.
Airline by Belmont, probably, right?
Get all the
Oh, I like
Chicago.
the
You don't see too many of those in wood though. They're usually like the just a Bakelite, painted Bakelite.
Right.
I like that the station button preset.
All the
station
Chicago
numbers.
stations.
Yeah.
WGN,
It's
MAQ,
what
BBN.
confirmed.
Yeah. Well, does it WCCO? Isn't that one of the Milwaukee stations?
Like I said, I think most of these are in Chicago area. MAQ and
Wood
BBN
is
were
Michigan.
Chicago, GN.
Wood is West Michigan.
Oh,
West
okay.
Michigan.
Thanks,
Okay.
Joe.
Yeah.
Nice looking radio.
Yeah, it is.
Does
Nice.
present well.
Yeah.
What were they asking? Let's go take a peek.
And
Well,
Our
the
survey
airline.
says
65.
65. Wow, that's pretty fair.
95 bucks. Oh, 65.
That's
Yeah.
a pretty good deal. It's a pretty
Yeah.
good
The
deal.
line going through to 95.
So how are
Must
they
be a
getting
lot
the
of people
blue light?
walking around squeaking. So he said, "Uh-oh, these guys are cheap. I better lower the price."
Well, that's very true.
So how are they getting
We
those?
have a very hard time selling restored radios at one of our meets. Most people are looking for projects.
People want to put together projects. That's what I'm finding out.
Yeah.
So how are they getting the blue light?
Hello.
And they also don't want them unless they have a Bluetooth cable on the back you can plug in.
Oh.
Oh, for God's sake.
Yeah.
That's right, modify them.
Well, I mean, realistically, the fate of our hobby may be that if it could be done in a clean and removable way.
Don't
Well,
matter.
and putting a cable on it, but I started doing that because it's basically just putting the left and right channel onto the high side of volume control and the ground wire to chassis ground, and you've got
Yep.
you can plug into your MP3 or your,
You get that
Basically,
nice
it's got a headphone
tube
jack.
sound.
yep,
That's it.
Hey, you know what? Especially with with the amount of content, especially on like AM, that's getting harder and harder to find good stations.
Well,
Well,
in a
like Jim
in a
said,
in a related story, I'm also involved in the antique car hobby, and something that looks like a 1957 Chevy that's sitting on top of a 2005 Corvette chassis brings a lot more money than an original restored
That's
57 Chevy that drives like a Craftsman lawnmower. So,
Yeah, I know.
true.
Those, I know it's sad, because I'm always prefer originality. And it always kind of breaks my heart to see a resto mod done, but
yep,
I can appreciate it for what it's worth.
people want to get in, turn the key, and have cruise control and air conditioning.
They
and
want
all the
disc
things that they
brakes and
couldn't get
power
in the
steering and
Well,
original
that-
car.
speeds. And
there are a few just as a quick tangent, there are a few safety considerations I think are fair. Putting in disc brakes is probably not a bad idea if you want to make
Yeah.
a driver
Radial
Right.
tires instead of bias plies.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
but
Dual master cylinder,
yeah.
Anyway, sorry for that digression, but
No,
No, it's quite all right. You caught me as well.
So nobody,
Ooh,
ooh,
Yeah, that
Like
was a
that.
nice little cube. I forget what brand that was.
The Clinton,
The knobs look like Zenith knobs,
Might
sort
be a
of. but-
Clinton. I think you might be right.
A what?
I think it was a Clinton brand.
Wow.
Clinton.
It was one of those Chicago, plant A, plant B, whatever.
Ooh,
Like the
what's
colors.
that?
I like that. It's a good looking dial
Pretty.
face.
Is
Yeah.
that a metal case?
No, it's wood case. That didn't last long either. Somebody snapped that up pretty quick.
Bet they did.
But-
That's a nice
I really like it's a good, attractive, with all the, the whole.
Probably a
I'll
resto
break
mod full
it
of
up.
transistors.
one.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, it's a transistor set, right?
I wouldn't mind that if that were a transistor set.
Instant on.
It's a
Instant on. yeah.
germanium transistor set. That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you look at the top where the speaker is, it's awfully thin. I'm wondering if it is metal, because a lot of the Clintons were metal.
It looks like metal to
Possible.
me.
That's an
Possible.
interesting point. Let's have a
Mm,
look. See if we
Got a
have
tap on it.
It's just deceiving because it almost looks like wood grain, but it could be paint.
Oh, I think it's
Decal.
simulated.
Oh, yeah, I begin to wonder,
Scratches.
just look at this. Yeah, look,
Look at the thinness of the holes on top.
Yep.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
might be
Good
right.
catch.
That looks like what they did to 60s station wagons by putting Lee press on wood on it.
Yeah.
It's just a decal.
Die
Yeah.
knock.
Your LTD
when
wagon with the wood
I still
grain.
have a warm spot for that, Bob.
Do you?
1983
Those are punch
Town and
holes.
Country K
Yeah.
car
Oh, man.
convertible.
Oh, well, that was pushing it, but I'm talking, up to like, like maybe late 70s, early 80s. I'm okay with that. It gets a little kooky after that.
Like the Griswold's family truckster.
Yeah,
Yes.
there you go. But I do like the old Country Squire and all the other stuff. I'm all perfectly fine with that.
Looks like it's
All that-
almost
all
sitting
that
on top
nice-
of a big brother.
You're dating yourself. Yeah.
All that nice work, and then
Yeah.
look at the bottom knob with the Allen screw coming out.
Yeah, I see that.
Ah,
I did notice that. Good
Shorten that
catch
up a
there,
little
Carl.
you had to show me that.
But that's
Take that
fixable.
little-
That's just
take-
a minor detail that'd be fixable, but yes, it is an eyesore.
Get your
Yeah.
Dremel out with your little cutoff
I
wheel,
always
just
try to
slice that
avoid
baby
that.
right off.
That's true. It doesn't look right. Yeah.
Easy
Just
fix.
take a hammer and bang it in.
Oh,
Yeah.
there, that's my go-to tube tester. I've got two of those.
Hey, I got one of these.
That's nice.
I'm afraid to plug it in though.
Oh, they work good. What I like about it, you can do all the 2-digit early tubes from the 20s, like the 27s, the 24s.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, actually, mine's a little different. It doesn't have the levers don't go in an arc like that, but it's similar.
Mhm.
That's nice.
There's a little,
yeah. Got one of
either
these.
RCA or a GE.
GE, I think.
I think you're right. Yeah, at that time, RCA and GE were making pretty much the exact same radios, just different tags on the front.
I
Yep,
think this one's
GE,
got a band on it.
$95.
I
Oh,
think.
yeah.
Yep,
It's
GE.
generally
It's got AM
electric.
and a switch in the back for police band or something.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah,
Nice
I'm right.
radio.
GE, there we go. All right.
Got a nice original grill cloth. I don't think they're making that pattern today.
Wow, that's beautiful.
That's hard
Three
to come by.
three different types of knobs.
Yeah, I noticed that. Good point there,
And
George.
then the kind of odd one over to the right.
Oh yeah, somebody kind of somebody coochie facied the knobs. Yeah.
That was a weird thing that they all were like that. I don't know if the engineer at GE or RCA figured, well, we're going to put this knob. Well, let's just stick it here.
It kind of looks like the one under the open dial on the right belongs in the middle, and the
Yeah.
little one belongs on that dial. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
That was
Yeah.
one of those sets. They had a separate knob just for off and on, then a volume knob.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
They seem to match in style. I mean, you see like the pattern, the inset. So maybe that's how they made them. Weird, but
Well, I think the
No.
one in the
Yeah.
one in the
The
middle
one
there
on
is
the right
correct.
belongs up on the dial on the right.
so you
Yeah.
think they've been switched?
Yeah, something's been moved around, that's all. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they forgot when they put it back together. I don't know.
What's nice
Wouldn't be
about
the first time.
Stop switch is you can set the volume control and leave it there, you know?
There you go.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's new
It's a
stuff.
Grundig Satellite 800.
Yep.
They're pretty good radios, actually.
Those are
Yeah.
great radios. The only problem with them, I had one and I rolled it to get something else, but the only problem with that radio is that the, what do they call it? The rotary encoder that's on the tuning knob. Sometimes they can get weird and do stupid things.
Oh, really?
But it's a great radio. I mean, it's got you know, on shortwave you can do upper lower sideband, you can do filtration, you can go from I think 2.3 to 8 kc wide on, you know, as far as the spread goes. It's a very good radio.
Wow.
How much do they want for that?
Let's see.
What was that, about from the early 80s?
That's probably
I
early
think it
50s.
actually came out in the late 90s.
I was gonna
Oh,
say,
wait,
it must be close to 2000 because it's a millennium.
Okay.
That's right. They're asking, it looks like, is that 320, 225?
225.
That's a good price.
Yeah, they command the Grundigs, especially the.
When they were new, they were like $400.
Right.
Wow.
Oh,
This one's
I've,
pretty clean. You
Satellite
get, you know, some
400.
polishing.
Those are
Yeah,
fantastic.
that one's not too bad, but I would want to plug it in and just double check the tuning knob.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Got enough shaky,
It's
yeah.
like an RPG or something that kind of goes wonky.
Well,
I don't know.
those
It's
are-
it's something to do with. I read it online. It's something to do with the encoder that they use.
Hmm.
So
Matter
you've
of fact,
got-
well, this is kind of a collaboration of Drake and Sanjian and somebody else, but I think it's the Sanjian part is for the tuning knob, and that's what's kind of wonky when the encoder goes bad.
you can still enter the frequency on the touchpad as well.
Yeah, you could enter it by hand, or you could use if you
Yep.
see next to the tuning knob, there's an up and down.
Yeah.
wow.
You can
Yeah,
tune
yeah.
that way as well. Plus, it's got a number of presets.
Interesting. Most of those satellite series were assembled in Portugal.
Yeah.
Is that another Jeopardy fact?
But only on Tuesday.
Well, it's just because
they-
I have a satellite 400. So, but I can tell you that those in their day, and if it's restored, those things were the bomb. I mean, I
Okay.
cruised shortwave with just the whip antenna on the satellite 400 to your heart's content. I mean, they were just very hot, and the speakers are great. They sound as you would expect. And then
Yeah.
I think after they started to wind that stuff down, Grundig just became a brand name.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, they,
Different
honestly, all the German brands have, you know, long kind of dissipated into either, you know, being made in the Far East or just disappear totally, you know, and you know, so they're really at most a shell of their former selves. You know, there isn't much worth, you know, there isn't really anything German to be bought really these days, as far as I know.
This could sound a little bit petty on my part, but the one other thing that I really liked about this radio
Mhm.
is that the display was backlit in green instead of orange.
Oh,
I
that's
find
nice.
orange kind of
Yep.
Yeah.
really bright. So
Yeah.
I actually went to Mauser and I ordered up a bunch of green LEDs,
Mhm.
and I've actually changed them in some of my radios from the orange to the green. And it's a
Good
pain in
idea.
the neck because they're really tiny, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it can be done.
Good idea, actually.
Yeah, so if anybody needs any green LEDs, you can get a hold of me. I had to buy, well, you know how Mauser is. They want you to buy like a gazillion of them, and then
Hey,
I think I had to buy like 100 of them.
bring them together for Christmas.
Yeah,
There
exactly.
you go. Just what every wife and son and daughter would like.
Oh, this is a very classic set. Yeah.
Is that a silver tone?
Not
I'm not
what-
sure what that is.
Yeah, could be. Yeah.
Have to zoom in on the dial. Maybe the-
Yes.
Okay. Let's give it a shot.
shortwave. Yeah.
No, no clue there.
It doesn't say, yeah.
I would bet that's a true statement.
Might have
If
had
I
a
had to
Duke.
venture a guess, I'd say that might be a Motorola.
Oh, yeah, you know what? You
Could
might
be.
be right.
Yeah.
It does look
But
like
that,
a-
I'm using that word loosely, guess.
No, you can see the decal. It's faded at the top. You're right. It is a Motorola.
Oh, yeah,
Is it?
there it is.
Oh, it is a Motorola, okay.
IBM
Yeah, I
presents
recognize the square slot.
And, and I bet
way
those,
they-
I bet that warped plastic escutcheon
Tag.
around the button smells disgusting too. That nasty outgassing of the 50s or 40s plastic is just,
Oh,
putrid.
isn't it great stuff? Yeah.
Ugh.
When those things were injection molded with a plunger, those things just, half the plastic was even melted. That's why it never bonded very good. Until they developed in the late 40s, what they call a reciprocating screw, and actually mixed the plastic within the, melted it down better and more evenly. That you didn't have any more problems like that.
Well, the warping didn't bother me as much as the stench. It's just, oh.
Yeah.
Well, some of the Bakelite plastics were they were actually chemically bonded, or they would actually have the polymers link under heat. And some of them, I'll tell you what, you'd probably want to, if you walking your dog and you go to pick up the dog's stuff after you take it out for a walk, it smells better than what that stuff did when it was melted.
Oh, yeah. Yep, exactly. So you gotta be
I
careful
spent- I
when you
spent nearly- I
pick
spent
something
nearly
up.
30
you-
years
you-
in plastics, and I've seen this like right up front. It's like ridiculous.
Or you buy something like outdoors, or you pick it up off Craigslist out of someone's basement or garage, and you blame the basement or the garage for the smell until you get the thing home and bring it in your own house, and it's like, oh my God, what have I done?
No, I make an
It's
unwritten
the
rule.
beast.
Nothing moldy comes into this house ever again. No, sir.
It's funny.
That's a rule.
Ooh. Chicken heads.
That's an AR-77.
I was gonna say, it looks like an AR-88, but smaller.
That's a
Oh,
big,
no, it weighs
heavy
10
thing.
pounds less than an AR-88 too.
Needs a new front dial plastic.
Yeah.
That's,
One
that-
knob.
that's so strange. I just got through working on one of those and
There it
it's
is.
an interesting radio. That's the first radio that RCA came out with right after they had the ACR 111. And a lot of the things that they did in the ACR 111 really hindered its performance above 10 megahertz or so. And when they came out with this radio, they had pretty well corrected all those, and they incorporated them into the AR-88.
Oh, that's
Well,
right.
the
I
funny
can barely
thing
hear
is
above
most-
10 kilohertz.
Well, most of the AR-88s went to Britain anyway. They didn't even stay here.
Yep.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, a lot of them went to Russia too.
Oh,
Yeah.
They can reverse engineer it.
hmm
Yeah.
Lots of parts.
Lots of parts. Yeah,
Parts is
Parts
parts.
are us.
Yeah, really.
capacitors,
More parts.
more
More
capacitors.
parts. Oh, there's those lovely yellow caps.
A lot more
More
capacitors
Yeah, just-
Oh, look how neat. Oh, that's
and many, many more capacitors.
that's disgusting. Who did this?
It's a
that's all one vendor.
I have everything in a big bin. I mean, really. Oh yeah. Oh, I like the
Now we're talking.
yeah. Hello. What is it?
So not a true tone, is it?
No.
No.
No,
Silco, right?
I forget.
The Crosley?
No, no,
No.
No.
Looks like a repaint.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
gonna say that,
You
and
know,
not a
you're
really good, not a really
It's
good one
definitely a
either.
repaint because they didn't make that color.
It's a
Yeah.
blue tone.
A blue tone for a blue Christmas.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
A blue tone.
It's
Yeah,
nice to have you
Well,
back.
that's a Royal 1000
Sorry.
Zenith on the right.
A
Yeah.
blue tone.
$80.
Circulate a petition.
Yeah. Whoop, sorry about that, folks.
Oh, my God.
$80.
Yeah.
Works great.
Matching
Look,
They
Including-
just didn't paint it, so it's no longer original.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's not a shortwave version, though, is it?
The Transoceanic sure is.
Is it?
Yeah, this had,
Yep.
didn't have the rotating,
Oh.
That's got a little
Yeah,
dial
yeah.
drum on there. As you change the bands, it just. flips
Yeah,
around.
'cause I got a Royal 5000, 7000 from that, that last one. Yeah, it's got a nice drum.
$80 is a good price for that.
Yeah, that's a good price for that.
Still has the little Zenith tag there too on the left.
Yeah, yeah, those always
Yeah.
fall off, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I love that. I have this one. It has the rotating dial drum. You turn it
Yeah.
on.
Zenith,
on the
Zenith, the
side and
quality
then-
goes in before the name tag falls off.
It still works great. Yeah, that's it. That's right.
Boom, boom.
Goes in
Had to
before
make
the
room
name.
for the quality.
That's funny.
Oh, that is cool. I've seen that.
Wow.
I haven't
Yeah,
seen
it's
any.
fun.
I haven't seen those in like 10 years.
Those
What are
coffee
these mugs? What is this?
They're little like coffee mugs.
Yeah, that's what I
Like-
thought.
I like them.
That's cute. Yeah.
I think they used to give them to some of the sales dealers and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Cute.
interesting.
Ooh, this is nice.
Oh, nice.
Council on a table
Oh,
model.
look at that great Zenith. Oh, that's something else.
And it's missing all the tabs.
Yeah,
Ah,
fancy that, right?
can you find those?
That's a shame because that thing looks really nice.
That would work. That's definitely worth restoring all the way.
He just had
Somebody-
that there on display. He didn't have it for sale because the cabinet was like in a fire partially, and he was showing off how he had the woodworking job he had to do on that.
Put his TV electric
Ah, okay.
carefully. We
The
like
He
it,
said,
actually.
he said nobody would want to pay me what I'd want to ask for it, he said, so.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
Looks like it's sitting on top of some kind of military
The
turntable.
military phonograph, yeah.
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 The one they played Reveille on the ship.
Yeah, like it was installed on a
It
submarine or
says to
something.
amplifier. See that? Yeah, 5
Plug it
o'clock
right
in the
in
morning.
PA system.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you go.
you would need a big table for that Zenith. That thing was huge.
Yeah, yeah, but that's the
No,
fun.
but very nice.
Nice, yeah. That's like the house set, you know.
There's their little
Oh, that
Focal
Nice.
looks very
Nice size.
familiar.
Model
nice
60
art.
again.
AMFM.
RCA.
That's nice.
AM, FM.
What's that,
Focal?
Focal?
Yep. It's a
Yeah.
Focal.
Yep.
Yep.
Philco made a
30s.
ton of those Model 60s throughout the 30s.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, they were cheap. Yeah.
250.
Ooh,
Yeah, he
50.
had a
Whoa.
good price on
Yikes.
that.
Robbery.
Look at the grill cloth. He kind of ran
Yeah,
out
it
of
looks, it's a
material
little
with it.
short.
Oh my goodness, look what you do with the
Oh, I'm gonna have to make that $2.50.
he just didn't pull the shades down all the way.
amateurs can you
And
get?
too short.
I'll bet it had a
You
nice
really
ride
do
home.
that.
And a Philco with bullet knobs too.
How embarrassing.
Capacitor.
I would cut that price by 2/3.
At least,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Nerve of that guy.
Well, you can ask anything.
So there's an overview of the whole shebang. If you look way off in the distance, you'll see me standing there way in the back.
Yeah, somewhere. Okay.
is your hand,
Well, it's a
What
guy,
color-
if you look, the guy looks like Santa Claus. He's got a big white beard and I'm standing on the other side of him. I bought something from him, a couple tubes, I think.
Oh, yeah.
oh, okay, you're way down.
Yeah.
I got the hat on right across.
There
from
you
him, right
go.
there. Yeah,
The scene of the
Now, where
crime.
was This guy's.
there, if you look on the very left-hand side of the picture, there's that Westinghouse tombstone, the vendor that was selling that.
Yep. Now, Greg, where, I don't know if you mentioned this earlier, where is this held? Do you have like a hall or a regular? Is
This
it a
this was in a place called the New Berlin Ale House in New Berlin, Wisconsin,
Ale
which is a
House, well,
suburb of
that's-
Milwaukee.
Goodness. ale house.
So you
Yeah.
get a nice burger and a beer after the event.
Well, yeah,
Not to
you-
mention a side order of cheese curds.
it's kind of a bowling alley. There's bowling alley in the other part of it.
Oh,
Of course.
It's, the room is long enough, you could have a bowling alley in there.
Yeah. Well, let's see, what's
That's
that?
kind of cute.
A
what
Vogue,
is
is
that?
that?
A
Vogue?
Vogue.
I think it says, yeah.
Vogue, different, yeah. Another one of those
But you-
manufacturers that died out, yeah.
That
Just
looked
an
like it could
amplifier,
be,
isn't
be a warm burner set, a current burner set.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you right?
Oh,
Yeah.
cool, yeah.
Be fun to
the
see
only
the back
trouble with
if we
some
had
of
a view.
those, even if it's not a curtain burner, is a lot of those little 4-tubers. You know, they
20
have a
bucks.
valve.
That's
Oh, I
not
have
bad.
a ton of them.
For something unusual,
$20.
Yeah.
that's not bad.
Oh, that's not bad at all. I'd take that, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just
it is a
Worth-
cool looking
worth the
radio,
risk.
frankly. Because
I like it.
Nobody.
Very simple.
Nobody. Like, look
Vogue.
at that. Look at-
$20.
Vogue.
Gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Hook it up with a little Bluetooth in the back and you're good to go.
Even got
Well,
the
it-
labels
it
and everything.
shows you there are some bargains to be had, some, the prices are kind of all over the map, like the Philco Cathedral for 250, then you've got something like this for 20 bucks. so,
Does it make sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it never does.
Yeah.
Well, that ended that. That was the
That was
50s.
great.
Very
Thank
That
you.
was
nice.
fun.
Yeah, it was great, yeah.
Some good and plus stuff we never see around here. Never hardly. You know,
Yeah, the Coronas were a treat. I mean, yeah, yikes.
It's an off-brand, yeah, I just thought maybe you'd like to see some of the stuff we find here in the Midwest.
Very nice.
Yeah. I'm
By
glad
the
you
way,
did
I
that.
like that zenith right behind your right shoulder.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
So John, I did sneak down and popped a couple of screws in to hold the chassis. I have my,
Yeah.
and I think it's a 414A here. And you guys
Drum
can
roll.
pass judgment on this. So
All right. Well, let's
A
have a
big
drum
repeat.
roll.
yeah, drum roll, please. So let's see.
You know
here.
how
We got-
kind we all are.
Yeah, on
You
second
have a
thought.
before picture?
Let's see here if I gotta do this so I can actually get a bigger screen here for me.
Nice house.
Let me get around here. Hang on. Lighting isn't, whoop, what do we do? Hang on. There we go.
There we
Oh,
are.
wow.
So there
Oh,
should
there we
be.
go.
Oh, looks pretty respectable there, Paul.
Yeah, nice job.
It's a made by Arvin,
Mhm.
and it has a dial light up at the top. So the plastic dial, which has, really you can pick this up or not, the lettering, the numerals are in good shape. So when you light it, it sort of soft lights the plastic.
Sure.
You get a nice
Nice.
effect.
Very
Arvin
nice.
did-
The neat thing
They
about
did
this
some
is the
nice
whole
lighting with
plastic
Arvin.
with the grill cloth will pull
Fashion
up.
plate.
The other thing, if you can tell, it's a 6-tube set, but like a lot of these Arvins, and I have a silver tone that's made by Arvin. It's got a ferrite antenna
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
as
yeah.
opposed to the old,
Unusual, yeah.
coil loop, and they pick up pretty well. So it's a 6-tube chassis. It's got a nice speaker. It's about 6 inches across. So the nice thing is with the camera on the Chromebook, it's very forgiving. I mean, if you're up close, you can kind of see these were the spots that were worse to get back together. Had these tiny little brads that kind of clipped
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
molding pieces together, and they were never going to go. I couldn't pull them up and tap them back in without hurting the wood. So I just snipped them down flush and I glued it all back together. Each corner of the main case had to be re-glued as well. So, if you look underneath and you look at the back, it doesn't look factory, but all in all, I'll say I'll keep
Great.
it.
Looks
I
fine.
think it looks
Fine.
yeah.
I think it looks great. I mean, you know what? Considering you had to do somebody deal with a basket case situation.
Now, I picked that up from a fellow up in, and Greg knows him, Bob Klondike from the forum, and he's up in Washington State. So
Oh,
mean, it's just one of these cases. It's just no matter how you pack it or what you write on the box. I mean, UPS is just brutal, you know,
Drop it off a
Oh,
building.
yeah, you gotta really pack them well because.
which is really, the advantage to
Oh,
go
yeah.
to an event.
Gotta
like
pull the
Greg
tubes
just
out,
had or
package all the
Brookline
tubes
events
and
and
all that
I
stuff.
help with
yeah.
the shipping because
Yeah.
as much as you like it, you got to say, how would I put it back together?
That's right.
But
I
anyway,
just grabbed that,
Thanks.
that microphone that,
Yeah. Oh, that's a beauty.
the realistic here. Here's the. Let's see what I can get a picture of.
Okay.
Oh, oh, yeah. Oh, that's nice.
It's probably from the 60s.
Yeah, made in Japan. That would put it in the 60s for sure.
so is that a mic or is that a radio in the mic?
It's a mic. It's got a,
Cool.
I see a plug on it.
Lafayette made one like that.
Yeah, I don't see any way to tune it, so it's gotta be a microphone.
We gifted something like that with a little nameplate as a club to a fellow who had us on a couple of times to promote some of our events over at
Okay.
WBZ.
That's
So whether
cool.
it's an actual mic or even if it's a radio, it's kind of neat to give to somebody if you ever get
That's a nice gift.
fortunate to have
Unless
somebody who's a
it's just a speaker, I don't know.
personality promote an event. You say, well, here you go, thanks. That's something they can put on their mantle.
I
I
just
had
thought it
one of
looked-
those back in the 60s and I actually used it on CB radio and it was a mic and it actually worked pretty well.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
a nice finish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
that's that.
It's a beauty.
Hey, Joe, or Joe from Michigan, did you want to give us a show? Joe's got something to show us here.
All right. Get the video. How do I rotate? How do I flip screen?
Hey, Joe, there you are.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to flip the screen. Oh, there's the button.
Yeah.
Did it flip?
Not yet.
Now
There we
it
go.
did.
Oh, I want to be all fuzzy. I don't know why. Okay. Oh, I want to be all fuzzy.
Well, you're breaking up there a little bit there, Joe.
Audio's gone because of the split.
Yeah. See if it'll actually show. Oh, it wants to come out fuzzy.
You still got too
don't
much
know why.
Vaseline on the lens from the last movies you made at home. Sorry.
Yeah, there we go.
Sometimes you get
So,
even like a
how
little
do
connection issue with your Wi-Fi and they get
Yeah.
out.
I guess your bandwidth is pretty tight, but let's see what you got there.
Yeah, see if it'll actually.
Very large button.
Oh,
I mean, we've
it's
got a
coming
pretty good
along
shot of
nicely.
you, so I would bet we could probably get a pretty good shot of the set if we can.
Yeah, well, what it is, it's a Bush and Lane, made in Holland, Michigan by a piano company.
Interesting.
Yeah, I picked this up a couple weeks ago. They were going to throw it on the curb. I said, hey, if you hold it till I can get by tomorrow, I'll give you $20. They were more than happy.
How unusual.
My own
Yeah,
heart.
yeah, and I was looking at that serial number. It was very low number, like number 400 or something like that.
What's it
Wow.
got in there? A TRF set?
What's that?
Is that a TRF set?
I'm not really sure. I have. This is the first time I've actually have looked at it.
It looks to me.
More than
It's got a big long tuning capacitor in it, like multi-gang.
Mhm.
yeah, I know.
Oh,
Really wish
Just
I
kinda
could
hard to
see
make
all
it out.
nice and clear.
it could be enclosed in a box, you know.
Yeah.
What I'm looking at is a big box in the middle of that chassis, and it's probably got a big tuning cap in it, like 4 sections.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a TRF.
Interesting.
A little piece of local history, though, too, right up near
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I never even
That's-
heard of this company until this thing showed up. I figured it was some weird, somebody just didn't know how to spell something. And then it's got a 8-inch Magnavox fuel coil.
Oh, now that's going to be fun to get going if it's a TRF, and pretty easy to get going too.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's missing the pair of 245s. Somebody
Oh.
probably done cash those out.
Yeah, those are kind of dear, but you can find them, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this will be a fun winter project. It's, seen better days. It's,
Yeah, keep
Not
us
to,
posted
um,
on that one. I love working on TRF sets.
yeah. Don't know why it doesn't-
If you have a chance, Joe, maybe we could do is take some still shots.
Yeah, I'll do that and I'll get some and
We'll
be
do-
looking
we'll do-
better.
Yeah, we can certainly bring you back for another look. Hey,
yeah.
take it easy there, Noah. Glad you managed to join us, by the way. Hey,
Yeah,
happy-
so,
Great
you
to be
know,
back.
It's about 8:45, so John, maybe we wrap things up and we'll go to Friedrichshafen when we have another opportunity. We'll check in with
yeah, we'll put Tom
Dave
off the hook
Crew
this
and-
time. You
and
know,
we'll let everybody go get ready for their hopefully happy and filling Thanksgiving meal.
Oh, boy.
yeah,
And
Yeah,
we'll see you
wish
next,
everybody
see you
safe
next time
travels
on
if they're going.
on the Zoom.
Yeah. yeah.
Sit back in front of your Philco Predicta and watch some football on
There you
Thanksgiving.
go.
Did that come with you there, Noah?
Hey, I need a picture.
Absolutely.
Well, that's
I need a
700
picture
pounds.
of
Those were not in the pod. The Philco Predictas, the Macintosh Tube Hi-Fi and the Dynaco Tube
Oh,
Hi-Fi
geez.
were all in the back of my Ford Flex, and I drove those down from
Yeah, I would
Massachusetts
too.
to Texas.
Yeah. Yeah. Long trip.
I
Yep.
could see you as the guy who gets on the plane with the radio on his lap and you just say, I'm not going to, I'm not putting
Exactly.
it in the overhead, miss.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
You miss the overhead bin and the bin is bending.
It's like, where
from the
are
weight.
the outlets? Where can I plug this thing in?
That's
Well,
right.
Poof.
Put it on airplane mode.
Yeah, exactly. I promise this won't have any effect on the guidance system here.
Yeah.
Well, good luck unpacking and nice to see you guys back and glad Larry
Yeah.
got himself resettled as well. And
Yeah.
thanks everybody for coming.
Yeah.
Okay,
No, you
great.
guys all have a great Thanksgiving and stay
Thank
tuned.
you.
I'll let you know the next meeting, whether it's the 1st or the 30th.
We'll be
Okay,
in touch.
All right, boys. Take care of
Thanks,
yourselves.
guys.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, you too.
Bye-bye.